Hey everyone, it's Smile BeatsBoxingMayhem.com. Just got finished watching the Tank Isaac Cruz matchup. Very surprised. I feel like I need to be giving Isaac a standing ovation. I did not see this type of effort coming from him. I was one of the people that thought he was going to get knocked out early within the first 3 to 4 rounds. Amazing performance, very disciplined, stuck to his game plan, was working the body the entire night, showed a very good chin. He got hit flush a few times, but he was very responsible defensively. He avoided the majority of Tank's uppercuts, which you know is Tank's money punch. Great performance from him. And then on Tank's end, we heard after the fight, he injured his hand midway through the fight. So basically, he fought the whole second half of the fight with a hand injury. Got through it. You know, on my scorecard, it was 105, 104, headed into the 12th round. So if he didn't win that round on my card, it would have been a draw. So he dug deep. You know, that was the one round where he nullified Cruz's entire game plan. You know, from beginning to end. That was the problem. The majority of the fight was that he was letting Cruz, you know, either get a good flurry on or work the body, you know, in clusters to kind of steal rounds, or you know, come out early and dominate the first minute of the round, and then Tank was having to play catch up on the second half. But that 12th round was the one round where he basically controlled the entire round, and that solidified the win for him. So anywhere from 115, 113 to 116, 112, all good. I think a lot of it depends on how you score those early rounds where Cruz was landing a lot of the body punches, but Tank was landing very sharp counters up top. Very good fight. I don't agree with Tank talking about he doesn't want to do a rematch. When you consider when they were down here in Atlanta and I talked to Leonard Ellerby, Floyd said this too. You know, they plan to keep everything in the PBC household. So if that's the case, I mean, you got to think about what are their options as far as who are they going to fight. You got Cruz potentially for a rematch. I'm pretty sure if Rolly doesn't end up going to jail, they're going to bring him back out and have that fight done probably next. So we have to keep an eye on that. So you have potentially Rolly, you have the Cruz rematch. Who else is there? I mean, you got a lot of younger guys over there like Frank Martin. They're still on the come up. That's really not a pay-per-view fight. You got smaller guys like Chris Colbert, who could maybe sell it, you know, on the talking end, but is still a smaller guy at 130. That's not really a viable fight to me. And then you have somebody else that would be a viable fight, Michelle Rivera, but he's the guy on the come up. So would you really want to kind of sacrifice your, you know, potential star to your other star in Tank? So I don't think they want to go that route either. So what that makes me think is that we may have 1 or 2 more fights of this in-house PBC thing, and then after that they're going to start looking at the other lightweights. You know, we got Haney, who just beat Jojo Diaz. We got Kambosos, who's coming off the big win. So I think by this time next year, we'll have some clarity. I think we're going to get Haney Kambosos next, and maybe that winner will end up fighting Tank second half of 2022, hopefully. So great night. I couldn't predict that we were going to get all decisions. This is a good reason why we should not have Sunday fights going forward. Like the majority of you, I got work in the morning. I'm looking at the clock. It's about to be 1 o'clock, and I'm like, why? So I don't know if we're going to get too many more Sunday cards, but I really didn't see all these fights going to a decision. Definitely not the main event. So I want to know what you think about Tank. Do you look at him differently now? Do you feel he's more vulnerable to, you know, Haney in the matchup? And how about this? How do you think this version of Tank would have done against the version of Kambosos that beat Teofimo Lopez? I think this version of Tank would have been in some trouble. I don't know if he would have lost, but it would have been a much tougher fight, I think. You know, with Kambosos' determination that he brings, or the determination that he brought against Teofimo. So I say all that to say lightweight is heating up, and we just have to have these guys fight each other. I mean, Lomachenko, Teofimo, George Kambosos, Devin Haney, and then Ryan Garcia. And then even that secondary level, you know, if you want to look at it as secondary, you still got Jojo Diaz. Isaac Cruz has basically put his name out there as an elite talent now. You know, I just wish he had a good, solid jab. I think if he had a really good jab, this fight would have been even more interesting, you know. But the fact that, you he was kind of lunging in. That's really how he sets up his offense. That really let Tank kind of catch his rhythm early and kind of nick out those rounds to get this decision win. But overall, a great fight. I was happy, very entertained, and just want to know what you guys think. Or does your opinion go up or go down about Tank? And how do you feel about Tank and these other potential matchups at 135? All right, talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.